Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to World Boxing Online. My name is Lenny Gibbons, boxing historian and boxing fan from 1974. After seeing the Rumble in the Jungle with Muhammad Ali and my idol, Big George Foreman, Kinshasa, Zaire, October the 30th, 1974. Today I'd like to talk to you about Sugar Ray Robinson, considered by all the boxing historians and writers as the greatest boxer pound for pound ever lived. I myself, as an amateur boxing historian, agree with that title. Sugar Ray Robinson was born Walker Smith Jr. Some of the record books have him as 1920 or 1921, but I'll stick to 1920. He was born in Georgia, the gateway to the South. Was the idol of the great Joe Louis. Turned professional in 1940 under the name Sugar Ray Robinson. Had his first fight, which was very unusual for a professional boxer to have his first fight in the home of boxing, Madison Square Garden. Won his first world championship, the welterweight title of the world, against Tommy Bell in 1946. Had 6 fights with the great Jake LaMotta, the Bronx Bull. His first loss was to LaMotta in 1951 against Jake LaMotta. Took the world middleweight title. 14th of February. The fight was classed as a St. Valentine Day Massacre. Also in 1951, defending his title against Britain, Randy Turpin at Earl's Court in West London. Came over to London with 50 pieces of luggage, a caddy, a barber, a co-jester, a chauffeur, pink Cadillac. Lost to Turpin at Earl's Court. Regained the title from Turpin in the Polo Grounds in New York in September of 1951. Was world middleweight champion for 5 times, 5 different occasions. Went for the unusual in 1952 as a world middleweight champion. He stepped up in weight to go up against the reigning world light heavyweight champion, that's Joey Maxine. Actually was winning the fight until the 14th round when he got stopped by the heat in Yankee Stadium. The heat that night in the old Yankee Stadium was 100 degrees. Even the referee at that time was Ruby Goldstein. He also collapsed. That was his only stop on his record as a professional boxer, but not stopped by his opponent, stopped by the heat. His record as a professional was 201 professional fights, 175 wins, which is a good resume, a good CV for the boxer of his days, and hasn't been knocked out. Fought all the great welterweights and middleweights of his time, i.e. Rocky Graciano, Gene Fullmer, Carmen Basilio, Paul Pender, Terry Downs. Was one of the few men in the history of boxing to actually become a showman, a dancer, a celebrity. He had a bar and grill, a restaurant, a nightclub in 125th Street in the heart of Harlem, New York, a street I know very well in Harlem after spending a year in New York City in the mid-80s. Also had the celebrity friends of the likes of Lena Horne, Frank Sinatra, Nat King Cole. In 1965, had his last fight against Joey Archer in Madison Square Garden. He actually got knocked down and was nearly unconscious, but lost the fight on points. Was told to quit by his great friend Miles Davis, which he did. He got a good send-off a few weeks later in Madison Square Garden, where all the world champions he beaten as a middleweight, apart from Jake LaMotta, has attended. And he got from the Boxing Authority a trophy stating that he was the world's greatest boxer. He was also a man, along with Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano, Floyd Patterson, has boxed in all of New York 3 main arenas at the time. That's the Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, the Polo Grounds in Brooklyn, and once and for all, the home of boxing, Madison Square Garden. He is also a man we remember as a good showman, a dancer, very flamboyant. Also a man when he was training, especially when he had the skipping rope. 3,000 people used to attend his training camp just to watch him skip. He also was a man that went all over the world to fight. In Europe, Mexico, South America. He sailed here in 1951, as I said, with 50 pieces of luggage. He was also the boxing star, the entourage, bringing the likes of 20 to 30 men with him. He loved people around him. So that is the story of Sugar Ray Robinson, the man from Georgia via Harlem, New York. Thank you, and welcome to World Online Boxing. My name is Leonard Gibbons. Thank you.